right, coming up next, a welterweight tilt between Cerrone and Chiesa. Well, it's always exciting when you have such a high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. This man has been a master of the submission in the UFC, and even though a lot of people know what's coming, more often than not, they're unable to stop it.
Because the knowledge of the Jiu-Jitsu game is truly something that it's hard to replicate when a guy is as good as he is. I mean, he will jump for a triangle. He will jump for an armbar. And as you slam him to the ground, he starts to understand, okay, I'm right where I need you right now. This is when the game starts for him. If he doesn't secure that submission, he gets you where he needs you to be in order to start to really make you drown. It's like going in deep water and getting pulled down over and over again, because every time you think, if I do this, it'll make it better, it just makes it work.
And best of luck trying to find a training partner to simulate this guy in the gym.
It can't happen, and it won't happen.
Well, if any modern-era UFC athlete is worthy of a Hall of Fame distinction, despite having never realized a UFC title, I would submit to you Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone. His resume reads like a UFC record book.
And he just keeps on getting better. Every time you think Cowboy is starting to get to the end of the rope, he reinvents himself. He makes some small change to his game that allows him to compete at the highest level. The run that he went on after beating Alexander Hernandez, and then coupling that with the massive victory over Ally Aquinta, you thought watching that you were watching the very best Cowboy Cerrone you've ever seen. And this is at the tail end of a career that spanned over a decade.
And his new source of motivation, his son Danger, these are very legitimate championship aspirations for Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone, trying to move one step closer here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 18 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Spokane Valley, Washington, ladies and gentlemen, an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Michael Maverick Chiesa! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record of 36 wins, 17 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one. All right, so here we go with round 1. Seems to be a situation in which he wants to do everything in his power to keep this fight on the feet. He'd appear to have a lot of advantages at distance. We'll see if he can get it done tonight.
Yes, he has all the advantages, because we don't see many specialists anymore in the UFC. Guys can generally do everything, but this guy is a jiu-jitsu player. He wants to get the fight to the ground and start to weave his web of traps to try and find a submission. This striker needs to maintain his space. He needs to make sure he is not on the ground. Avoid it at all costs.
Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
Step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition.
Now he's able to isolate that left arm.
Look for him to... Now he falls back into the finishing position. He got it, John.
How about it? Gets the win by submission. Beautifully executed there on the ground. Let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He was able to get the fight to the ground exactly where he wanted it, Eventually, his opponent gave him an opportunity to get a submission. He did that, and he should be very proud of the work he did tonight in the octagon.
So a seminal moment for this fighter here tonight as he gets the win by submission. Huge victory in his career, and it'll be very interesting to see how they matchmake him moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 43 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out, Michael Chiesa!
All right, so there he is, all smiles, and rightfully so after he gets the job done by submission tonight. You told me off the air before the fight that he was going to submit him, and that's exactly what happened, man.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. And his opponent is known to lay in the guard. He made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.